Welcome everybody, Blake Hooper here from Equalizer. Just wanted to quickly run through our second Medium article, which is just detailing a bit more about our plan, and I wanted to go through those details and give you a broader understanding on effectively what we're doing there. So we're calling all liquidity providers. In this strategy here, 25% of the initial mint, which is actually 2.5 million tokens, so 625,000 VE equal, will be distributed through a MasterChef contract to anyone that's staking certain LPs, which I'll go through in a second. And we're going to do that as a 4-week streaming service. We want to put the VE equal, or the voting ability of our tokens, we want to actually put that in the liquidity provider's hands. So we go on to a little bit more about our tokenomics here. So we're letting you know exactly where we're starting off with our token amounts, and then also our first weekly emissions, which is important to monitor. We're only going to be emitting 50,000 equal in the first week, so it's quite a low amount of tokens to emit from a protocol. We see that as the best way to minimize any dilution as we start to mint tokens to distribute back in our flywheel system. As I said, we're going to use the MasterChef contract to distribute the VE equal 625,000 over 4 weeks to the list of LPs, which I'll go through. But it's important to note that we're actually going to be still giving the 50,000 equal from week 1 as at the same time. So it's like a boosted system for the first 4 weeks as we attract liquidity across. Now, here's the list of liquidity tokens or liquidity pairs that we're going to be sending our VE equal to in this initial phase. So if you come here, we've got 25% for FTM USDC. Now, that's a very important pair, and in the Phantom ecosystem, which we'll go into in a second, it's a very high volume pair. We're chasing volume, so it makes sense to go after high volume pairs. But then you'll notice we've got a fair bit of ETH here. So we're going for ETH USDC, ETH BTC, and then FTM ETH as well. So we've got a very large percentage, actually 35% here, chasing down those pairings there. And then we move into our 5% ratios. You got your DAI and FTM, which we see as a pretty valuable pair as well. Moving all the way down the list, and then you get to your equal WFTM, where we want to seed a little bit of our VE equal there, because the people that get the VE equal, we're hoping will start to adopt the system and use it for voting. This VE equal that you get is locked for the 26-week period, which is our lock period. So we're really seeding that voting power for the people that own the liquidity, with the view that they will then want to vote. And rather than wanting to sell equal tokens as you get them, you're now starting to participate in the system, you're starting to learn about it, so now your understanding level grows, and we're looking to see those people start to lock their tokens and then continue to lock those tokens as they receive them, rather than doing the traditional selling as you get them through a liquidity sort of farming system. So I'm just going to pop over to DEX Screener, which is a really good tool for anyone. So we're going to do a lot of education over this period around tools that can be used, how to do certain things on the network. But I think it's pretty important to show you something like DEX Screener, because when you're in the decentralized sort of side of crypto, you want to start to use this to look at charts and that sort of stuff. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically just going to Phantom and having a look at the volume, and we can do it by largest volume for the last 24 hours. Don't forget, this is weekend volume, so we're coming off Sunday sort of volume here, which is typically going to be lower, but you can see standout is FTM USDC. Then you move quickly down, and that's only 20% the next one down, which is FTM FUSD of the largest pair on the network. So that's the first thing we want to go through. But have a look at what's going on here with ETH Phantom, and then if we move in and we just let's have a look at Ethereum volumes for a second. And we can see that Ethereum had 424 million USDC pairing there, volume swapped. Now, if we then move along to something like Polygon, we're going to see 14 million I'm just going to do it by the largest, 33 million of ETH USDC yesterday. So you can start to see there's a lot of ETH volume sort of sitting all over the place. And if we just go into something like OP, which is starting to do some pretty amazing things, let's have a look at the volume there. We've got ETH, another 18 million. So you're starting to see why we've got a bit of a focus on ETH, and we want to promote people bringing their liquidity across to Phantom, which is going to give us another place to just sort of jump into here, which is where we see Phantom sitting in the network or sitting as a layer 1, but we also see it to be very similar to a layer 2, because something like Optimism or Arbitrum, you're effectively interacting on a chain that connects into the EVM, which is the same thing as what Phantom does. But with Phantom, you've actually got a layer 1 system. So if you think about it, we're all just one bridge away. So if you're wanting to use Optimism as a network, you bridge your tokens across, and then you start to trade and do things there. Now, if you're using Phantom, it's the same. You're effectively bridging your tokens across, and then you start to operate in that network, which has got the lower gas and some, faster transaction times in some cases. But I think the biggest thing is to know that it's just one bridge across, and then you can really start to interact and do things at much more acceptable levels of gas. So look, make sure you follow us. Follow us here on Medium. That's where a lot of details are going to be coming through. Follow us here on Twitter if you can, Discord. Subscribe to our YouTube. But I think the best thing you can do is get involved with as much of our information, because this is a project and a protocol that's going to be launched that you're going to need to know how to do certain things, and we're here to sort of hold your hand and educate you through that. So look, enjoy the day and good luck.